We'll do y'all this Courtney. And we're gonna talk about episode 2, The Passage. Uh you you owe me a unicorn. Alright. Can I just say this show is the shit. This show is good. I pray that it gets popular out of just très popular buku. And it get as many seasons as it needs. Cause this is a good show. Alright. So I wanted to backtrack some and talk about Anthony Carter. We was introduced to him in the first episode. That's the last death row inmate. I guess he's number 12. And so he got contacted by Fanning. And I'm thinking that, after he got injected with that blood. So, Fanning showed up. And, the thing, like with all of them, well, I'm guessing with all of them, we only know with Shauna and him, like, they want to know, does it hurt? But we'll see with Amy too, but still, doesn't hurt. And, homeboy, Fanning, he ain't sugarcoat shit. And then he came to him, his mouth bleeding or whatever. And then, he showed his true face and shit. And, like with Fanning, that mind link. And I think I'm going to call it whenever he talks to any of them. And it seems like he pulls them into like this alternate reality, whatever. I'm just going to call it the mind space. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this. What Anthony, what homeboy on death row for? What did that nigga do? Because he seems like an alright dude. You know what I'm saying? But a whole lot of people got many facades. But I'm just like, what? Nigga, why are you on death row? What the fuck you do? Cause you seem like you genuine. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got dealt a bad hand or some shit. I'm not for sure. We figure out, well, we know, like, is it this episode or the third episode? I don't forgot. We find out why Shauna's on there. And my thing is this with her. Baby girl don't need to be up on death row. You know what I'm saying? She need to be living her best life and all that stuff, doing makeup for movies and shit. She had every right to do that fucking shit. That's how I feel. So I feel, I feel sorry for her in that aspect. But, I would like to know what Anthony got on death row for, And so, in this episode, we gonna find out the real reason why they went to Bolivia and all. Remember I said, what the tagline of this series need to be. The road to hell is always paved with good intentions and shit like that, right? So, we leave off the beginning of the episode. Remember, Brad, Amy on the run. Remember they had that motherfucking catastrophe over at their jail. So, remember, homeboy got shot too now. And so, Brad, Amy in a cop car, the Tahoes are behind them chasing them. They go in this little ass town or whatnot, and Brad makes a quick decision. Basically, he gonna run the light. When he run the light, he run the red. As soon as he run the red, them cars off the adjacent roads, they motherfucker come in, and one of them Tahoes crashes. So it's a little pile up. So it buys them some time. So Brad see like these 2 buses in front of the school. So, he quick thinker and shit. So it's the 2 suburban moms, which they pretty bitches, you know what I'm saying? And here come Brad with Amy. And Brad puts on this whole thing. Listen, I'm so stupid. I had totally forgot about the field trip, her shirt, and all that stuff. And and I'm like, y'all bitches know that girl they ain't even paying attention to Amy. They looking at Brad. And I'm like, well, I can't blame you, because Brad looks mighty nice and stuff like that. And so, funny, Amy was all up in the role play and all that stuff like that. It was cute And so she was able to get on the bus. She went straight to the back, opened up the emergency exit, and Brad got it. Brad got up in the bus. But one of them kids took a picture of Brad, and Brad snatched that phone. So, excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. So, next thing you see, I guess they stopped somewhere, and they was able to get a car, a station wagon. And Brad is succumbing to his injuries. That nigga sweat and he getting weak. The car doing whatever off the side of the road and all that fucking shit, right? And so, Amy is panicking and all that stuff. And, he basically passes out on the side of the road. So, like I said, Amy is panicking. She don't know what the fuck she gonna have to do. So she gets the phone and calls Lila. And she talks to Lila. And she's hysterical. And which I like how Lila was able to calm Amy down. You know what I'm saying? So, I like that. And so Lila was able to get Amy to, do like a noogie up in his chest to wake his ass up. And was able to wake his ass up. He talked to her for a quick talked to Lila for a quick second. He trashes the phone. He got mad. It ain't per se like he mad at Amy or whatnot. But he know that they're going to be able to track that call. And so, while she was on the phone with Lila, Amy was asking her, okay, show me what you looking at. What's the scenery around your ass? And basically the scenery was, some signs, this, that. Lila know exactly where they at. They in Wisconsin. Brad got a friend in Wisconsin. And may I say, the Wisconsin friend, that's, she's the Ace Boone Coon, you hear me? That's the star. That's the star of the episode, her. The friend from Wisconsin. I like her. And so they go. And I'm just gonna do their little part first. So they go and all that stuff, and they driving, and they get to they drive and they walking or whatnot, and like they walking through some woods or whatever, and Brad tells her to stop, and he's looking on the ground for something like traps or whatnot. So he reaches under, pulls this wire, and it's loud as alarm blares off. And he got his hands up. Amy got her hands up. They walking, and you see this big, nice ass farmhouse, and you see this motherfucking Amazon chocolate queen, dreaded up queen bitch with the motherfucking rifle, and that is his friend Lacey. And she looks at Brad. She said, "What the hell happened to you?" And he said, "I got shot." And she said, yeah, Lacey is the VIP. That bitch is the VIP. Okay. So we're gonna go to homeboy Gray. He clocks in because Gray, that's the one of the, I'm gonna say that's Fannon's human servant. That's what I'm gonna call him, Fannon's human servant. So they gotta keep the cells clean and yada. Now there's this other cat, this bald head, ginger head motherfucker. He basically looks after the upkeep of Shauna's cage. Now that punk motherfucker, he be antagonizing her. Excuse me. And so Gray was like, tell him, like, leave her alone. She ain't doing nothing. Why you fucking with her? And homeboy said, like, I don't like the way she's looking at me. This about the only time I could call a bitch and not get in trouble or some shit. And so, they changed right back and forth. And homeboy tells Gray, how about you worry about your cage and let me worry about mine? Like that. Nah, and see what happened to that bitch motherfucker? I was so happy. Now it shows a scene later on when homeboy is messing with Gray, picking on him and all that stuff, and he takes his ID and slings that shit right into the cage and fucking Shauna's cage. And homeboy spaz and he like, oh my god, somebody go kill me, yeah, this, yeah, that. But he was able to reach and get his damn ID. See, the thing with Shauna didn't want him. She wanted that bald head bitch. And so when the bald head motherfucker saw that homeboy was able to get his motherfucking ID out, he said, oh, well, you ain't as wild as I thought you were. You were tight. I said, bro, she finna kill you dead, which you deserve every bit of it. And he goes to the motherfucking cage, try to mess with her. Quick as fire water, bro. She snatched on his fucking neck and bled him fucking dry, bitch. I said, that's how you do it, ho. That's how you do it. Now before, okay, listen. Before Brad and Amy make it to Lacey's house, they driving. Now they're going back and forth. Lacey and Brad has this argument. And the argument is cute. I ain't gonna lie. The argument is cute. And all that stuff. And it's tension in the car. And she's looking at him at the side of his neck. And he tell us no more phone calls and all that shit. And she said, you threw the phone out the window, bro. And, he was like basically telling, I did that because they could find our asses before you call. You know what I'm saying? And so she's getting on him about you passing out on me because you said you never were going to leave me. And he said, I didn't leave you. She said, I thought you were dead. So technically, yeah, you did try to leave me. And all that, right? And so they're going back and forth arguing. And she tells him though that Lala seems nice. And so, but she rags on him about hanging up on Lala. And he like, okay, what's the fuck up? What's your problem? That's what he's saying. And she like, I got kidnapped, been gone for 24 hours, and the last thing I remember eating was some goddamn donuts and some fucking churros. And he was like, hold the fuck up, wait a minute, pump your brakes. You had a hot dog at the carnival. That shit was funny. And so, basically, they're going back and forth. And he said, okay, what? Like, what I get at the deal and all that fucking shit. And she said, I don't leave you, you don't leave me. And that's they pat. Don't one lead the other. We in this shit together. You know what I'm saying? That's that father and daughter arguing shit. They love each other, y'all. They know, they love each other. So, Clark in his feelings. Clark trying to find where that nigga at. Now he goes and calls sister girl, the doctor, the Nicole, and gives her the updates and all that shit. She feels some kind of way. She hesitant, maybe we should find another girl. And homeboy said, no, we gonna find her. We're gonna have to stick to the plan and all that stuff. And I'm getting the feeling, due to the fact that unlike Brad, unlike Nicole, he was there. He seen the true vampire. What we gonna call the immortal magic man. He saw the attack on Fan and hit, firsthand. So I guess he got extra incentive on making sure that, whatever they do, they find a way to get rid of this. You know what I'm saying? And so, I would like to know about the immortal magic man. But as we're gonna call it, the elder vampire, homeboy. How did he get that? How did he become that? Cause what they saying, what was the first episode that said he's over 245 years old? You know what I'm saying? So I would like, hopefully, they'll give us some insight on how that motherfucker came to be. Okay. So we're going to get to Lacey. Listen here. I was on Tumblr, y'all. I just want to see what folks were saying about, the passage. And it ain't that many pages up about the passage, but it's gaining momentum. Every fucking post that I saw, when it deals with the second episode, they love Lacey. And I'm like, I'm right there with y'all. Lacey is the VIP. Them motherfuckers love her. You hear me? Now you come on through Lacey. Lacey is an Amazon, big booty, big tits, chocolate, dreaded head up girl. And she has an accent, wow, full of guns. Firepower. That's her accent. Wow. You know how motherfuckers, they have like one room be like one color. And then, you just need that pop of color to make the room just stand out. Well, her pop of color is gunmetal. You know what I'm saying? She's a true G, y'all. I love her. And so we learn more about her. Naval Academy. She trained Brad. And she did guess what? She, Amy was like, "Oh, so you out of high school, you went straight to Naval Academy, whatever?" She like, "No. Before that, I was a nun." I like, she was a nun? She was a nun? Killer nun, badass killer nun. I like, I ain't fucking man, bitch. This is amazing. And so she basically tell Brad, you look like shit, tell him where, find the stuff to sew your ass up and yada this and yada that. And so, let's see. And so while they doing that, she's trying to figure out what's going on. And like, she takes to Amy quick. You know what I'm saying? Just like Brad took to Amy at first sight. Just might well gonna say what it is. And as we gonna see, the same way with Lala. And so we get to she got goats, and she asks Amy, "Do you want to feed the goats?" And Amy said, "Hell yeah, let's go feed these goats." And so, Brad comes out of the bathroom and all that stuff, change shirt and all that shit. And, he said, "I'm staying in." And he goes, and, they go outside, feed the goat. And he gets up, watches them, smile, like to see that Amy is having a peace or normalcy. When she ain't worried about, motherfuckers coming to jack her ass and all that stuff, right? And so, next thing you know, the alarm goes off. And he reaches under the table where, where you see where she probably have a gun. Next thing you know, there go Lala. The wife done showed up, bro. Listen. Like I been said, because when he called her at that damn gas station and basically told her, he said, "I love you, I never stopped." I know as soon as she got off the phone, she called that boyfriend of hers like, "Listen, I'm going back to my husband. I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm going to holler at you, baby. Peace." She forgot about that nigga. You hear me? She forgot about that nigga. I like, God, what about that man you want? That man you want to marry? Who that? I don't know who that is. And so she comes and, he's there. Now, basically, she knows where Lacey's at. Now, which was kind of, I was thinking, well, hell, if Lala know where Lacey at, Clark know where Lacey at too. Cause all friends and shit like that. So, they eat, they talk. They talk about whistleblowing, and Lacey was like, "We gonna have to figure out. You gonna have to give them names to them people, so so they make sure they won't do this shit again." Cause Lala was asking Lacey like, "Well, if we don't give them Amy, they gonna get another girl." And Lacey like, yeah, and she gonna have the same horror story. It's just like it's our Amy. So Brad said he ain't gonna be a whistleblower. She almost got him killed. And Lacey was like, well, let me do it. She said, I got some sins to atone for. I'm like, bitch, you better than me. But I guess that goes along with her being a nun. You know, that mindset that she has. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, write down the names. It got all the names of all the inmates and shit like that. So, it's getting close to nightfall, right? Lala is checking Brad's wound. And so Brad started chunking jokes about, you know, the other dude. What's homeboy name? So and so, so and so, so and so. You and that baby and all that. This baby that you want. And she's like, yeah, well, you know, he's in the car right now. He said, really? He said, did you leave the window? Did you crack the window down for him? I like, really? Really, Brad? You shady like a motherfucker. And then we get to the thing with Amy. And why he just basically an instant surrogate father for her. He said, you know, I stayed by that hospital bed and watched our daughter die. And he said, I couldn't do nothing. He said, I couldn't help you with the grief. I couldn't even help me with my own grief. He said, so I just shut down. And all that. And then I met this girl. Before he said that, Lala asked him, so what you gonna do with this girl? What you gonna do? Move to Amsterdam and make her pancakes Saturday morning? And Brad did not hesitate. He said, yeah. He said, yes. And here's his thing. He basically says, you know, he said he couldn't do anything for his daughter. But he said, then he met Amy. And he said, Amy is a tomboy. And she like, just like Eva. And he said, so much like her. And he said, I see this girl. She said she has no one. And she is scared for her life. And he said, and basically he said that what he couldn't do for his daughter, he gonna do for Amy. He gonna be there for her. And he gonna motherfucking protect her to the end of his motherfucking days. You know what I'm saying? And it's because Amy remind him so much of his daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of peeped that shit too. But, you know, I was more along the lines of, you know, age-wise and shit like that. Because, you know, we really didn't see, you know, their daughter's personality or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was what? And basically, you know, Lila like, I miss you. And they make up. Not like about damn time. I said, cause our girl, our baby, you know, baby Amy, she needs a 2-parent home. You know what I'm saying? Amy needs a 2-parent home. She deserves a 2-parent home, y'all. So we're gonna go back to the Noah Project. Now, Nicole, you know, the doctor, what's her last name on here? Well, Cox. Is it Cox? What you gonna say? Nicole and Lear, they are looking at some x-rays. Would you call them x-rays? Or C scans or the CT scans of his bones. Now he had a janky up knee. 30 minutes later, his knee is brand spanking new. Now Anthony, he feels rejuvenated, strong, and all that shit. He could nook if you book with the best of them, but he having dreams. And those dreams of Fanny. So we see a scene where Anthony is on a treadmill. And see, y'all thinking that's a motherfucking present, but it's mind space, because he started hearing music. So he opened the door to the side of his room and he walks in. He walks into this room. Now, y'all, when that whole instance when he was walking into the room, especially when they go show later on when I said Zach, well, you know what I'm talking about, say, Brad comes in, bring into a room, and he meets Fanning in the mind space. Did those scenes remind y'all of The Shining? Because this bar scene, when Anthony walks in and he meets Shauna, and they go Fanning, do it kind of look like the bar scene in The Shining, where, you know, Nicholas, you know, Jack Nicholson's fucking character meet one of the ghosts at the bar? Or am I just the only one that thought that? So he meets, ow, that's my nose ring, y'all. So he meets Shauna, and basically they talking about you know, drink. See, Anthony, he's holding back. Anthony knows something ain't right. He don't want to drink. And, you know, they like, well, don't worry about it. Sooner or later you will. And, you know, he said, you know, Shauna was like, she walked up to him, pull out his teeth. And, you know, homeboy said, like, I ain't got no money to give you for all this shit that you trying to do for me and stuff like that. And Shauna said, no, you don't pay with money. You pay with part of yourself. So I'm thinking your soul. And that what it is? That's what I'm thinking. So we're going to see how long can Anthony withstand. Because I think Anthony might be a decent ass fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? That just been, you know, dealt a badass hand. So we go back to Lacey's house. And it's night 2 something in the morning. Brad, he's checking, and he checks on his daughter. That is you know, Amy. Now listen, when I saw Amy reading that book with that flashlight and I checked her head, she had her head wrapped up. I was like, yup, that's how you do it, baby. Listen, y'all, listen. Black hair, you know, our hair be kinky and thick and all that stuff like that, but our hair is very fucking fragile. So at night, we do have to wrap our hair up, you know, in a satin scarf, silk scarf, or you get a satin pillow. Cotton, no matter how soft it is, it ain't soft enough. And it can snag on your hair follicles and all that stuff. So that's why, you know, black women, that's why we wrap up our hair at night. That's why you see a whole lot of videos, bitches, you know, sisters with them bonnets on and shit like that. You know, walking out, going grocery shopping and all that shit and all that stuff. You know, bonnet, you know, keeps your hair for breaking off and stuff like that. That's what we do. And so I had to chuckle when I saw that. So Amy decides to ask Brad a couple of questions. The first question is, are you an assassin? And, you know, he said no. He said, excuse me, you know, I was in Afghanistan and shit like that. She said, oh, because you assassinated a couple people today. Like that. You know, they go and talking, and then she asks him, do you believe in God? And I'm trying to remember, does he answer it? I'm not for sure. I think it's like it's left out in the open. But he decides, you know, he gonna read her a bedtime story. And it's basically, he reads her part of A Wrinkle in Time. You know? And, you know, he sits on the foot of the bed and he reads her the story. And next thing you know, she just falls asleep like boom. Like y'all can't pull on my heartstrings like this with these two. Y'all really can't. Y'all can't do me like this because that father-daughter thing is so strong with these motherfuckers. Y'all can't do me like this. Please don't. So, it's toward the end. Now, they're getting ready to up and leave because Lacey got a man in Canada. Lacey got a man with a boat. Lacey got a whole lot of motherfuckers. You hear me? A whole lot of men, a whole lot of friends to help out to get to where they need to be. And so, they're getting ready to leave. Why I feel like my nose ring not open? I don't know. If it has, then I'll fix it, whatever. But, Lacey's like, don't give me no teary-eye, baby girl. We're going to see each other again, baby girl. And so, while they finna get ready to go, the alarms bust off. They go Clark and all his people. And, Brad tells, Amy, go with Lala. And so they're going to hit the back while Lacey and Brad hit the front. They got their guns and rifles getting ready to shoot. They had a little brief shootout, go back inside. Tell me why Lacey got shot just that fucking quick. I was like, did y'all just pull a sacrificial Negro on the second episode? And on the episode that we just get to meet this bitch? Bruh, let me tell you something. I side the fuck out there like, y'all bitches ain't shit. And so, there's Clark outside, and he basically saying that, if you don't come out, we burning this shit down. And so, Brad surrenders himself. He goes outside. And, Clark like, where's the girl? And he said, the girl gone to Canada. He said, you lying to me, I'm going to have to kill you. And so, Amy, she looking, and she basically breaks off from Lala. And, they do that countdown on Brad getting ready to shoot his ass. And Amy comes out and says, I'm here. I'm right here. And Brad looked like, why you do that? What is you doing? She said, you don't leave me, I don't leave you. Like that. That's how it ends. Now, this episode, we learn what was the true reason for them going to Bolivia. And them finding the motherfucking magic man. We get a flashback. Lear's wife, who is young, she catches the onset of early Alzheimer's. And basically, he getting with Fanning that go twerk and find some cure. Now, the wife don't like Fanning. She said he's narcissistic. Says he got an ego out this world. But Lear feels like he can't do what he need to do without Fanning's help. So we see Fanning before the affection. And he's giving this seminar. And, way they pan the camera at him like it's from below. And he look at them like God or some fucking shit. And he basically, tells the truth on himself. Listen, I'm narcissistic. I got an ego out this motherfucking world. And so, he charms the crowd like a snake charmer. And so, Lear follows him. And they talk. And they like going back and forth and stuff like that. See, like Fanning kind of dismisses him somewhat. But until he tells him, my wife got Alzheimer's. That stops Fanning in his tracks. And he turned around and look. And I see that other genuine emotion other than, just conceitness. Yeah, is conceit a word? Well, y'all know what the fuck I'm trying. Arrogance. And like, bro, why you didn't tell me I'm a neurologist? And stuff like that. And he said, regardless of whatever, it's coming fast. So, he shows them the blood, a sample of blood. I don't know how they got that sample of blood from the immortal man. Puts on the microscope, and he basically, Fanning's looking at this shit. And he said, what in the world? And they basically said, with this, we could cure everything, even add life expectancy, make immortals. Just gonna say it. And Fanny, like, I know a couple of billionaires that are funded right now. And that's how it all started. Like I said, the road to hell is always paved with good intentions. And that's how I do, y'all. That's it, y'all. That's episode 2. Let me tell you, this show is the boom. It's the bomb, y'all. And I will be bringing up episode 3, either today or tomorrow. So I got caught up and get ready for the 4th one. 4th episode Monday. But let me tell you something, y'all. They were showing sneak peeks of what's gonna happen this season, bitch. Y'all, did Amy do a fire starter? Cause it look like she motherfucking threw a motherfucker in the air. And she ain't even touch him. This is gonna be off the chain, y'all. Yes, indeed. Listen, y'all, right down below what y'all thought about the episode. How do y'all feel about Lacey? Is she the VIP of this episode? Do y'all love her as much as I do? Are y'all happy that Lala and Brad back together? Do y'all wonder the same thing about Anthony too? Like, why the hell he on death row? Because I don't think they said anything about it on the first episode. Did they? I don't think so. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Bye.